Imagine walking into a dark, narrow hall beneath a centuries-old cemetery. The air is heavy with the scent of dust and decay. In the dim light, your eyes adjust to the shapes around you. Figures, human figures, dozens of them, line the walls, their leathery skin clinging to bone, their mouths open as if still gasping for breath. And then you see it, the one that haunts visitors the most, a face frozen in an eternal scream, a mouth wide in silent terror, the eyes hollow yet somehow accusing. This is the Screaming Mummy of Guanajuato, and its story is far more disturbing than any legend you've heard before. Stay with us as we uncover the truth behind this chilling figure, a truth that blurs the line between natural preservation and unspeakable tragedy. The story begins in the mid-1800s when a deadly cholera epidemic swept through Guanajuato, Mexico. The disease struck quickly, killing thousands and filling cemeteries at an alarming rate. To manage the growing number of burials, the city implemented a unique law, and families were required to pay a tax to keep their loved ones buried. Those unable to pay saw their relatives exhumed and placed in storage beneath the cemetery. But when workers opened these graves, they discovered something they hadn't expected. Instead of skeletons, they found bodies astonishingly well preserved. Hair, skin, even clothing remained intact. And among these mummies, one stood out, the figure whose face seemed locked in a scream, as if it had witnessed its own horrific fate. But how did this happen? How could these bodies, buried in ordinary graves, resist decay for so long? The answer lies in Guanajuato's unique environment. The dry climate, mineral-rich soil, and sealed tombs created perfect conditions for natural mummification. Unlike embalmed mummies from ancient Egypt, these bodies were preserved purely by nature's hand. The lack of moisture slowed decomposition, while minerals in the earth helped dry and harden the remains. Yet science doesn't fully explain the expression that gives the Screaming Mummy its name. Visitors and researchers alike have been haunted by its open mouth and sunken eyes. Some believe the individual was buried alive, accidentally sealed in a coffin while still breathing, a victim of mistaken death in an age when cholera struck without warning. The thought is terrifying. Imagine waking up in darkness with no air, no escape, and your final moments spent clawing at the lid of your own grave. Other theories suggest a darker history. Some say the Screaming Mummy was the victim of foul play, perhaps murdered or sacrificed in a forgotten ritual. Local legends add layers of mystery, claiming the mummy's soul still lingers, its silent scream echoing through the corridors of the museum. These tales, while compelling, have never been proven. They live on because the human mind searches for meaning in what it cannot fully understand. Forensic experts offer a more rational explanation. As bodies dehydrate, the skin tightens, muscles relax, and the jaw can fall open naturally. Over time, the effect creates what appears to be a scream, but is in fact the normal process of mummification. There is no evidence of trauma, no signs of struggle, no proof of premature burial. The horror we see may simply be a trick of nature and our own fear reflected back at us. Today, the Screaming Mummy is housed in the Museo de las Momias de Guanajuato, a place that draws thousands of visitors each year. Tourists walk the shadowy halls, drawn to this figure that seems to embody their deepest nightmares. The museum itself was born from curiosity. When the mummies were first discovered, locals paid to see them. Over time, the display became formalized, with glass cases and climate control. Yet despite modern preservation efforts, the atmosphere remains unsettling. The dead seem almost alive, as if they might move at any moment. The Screaming Mummy has inspired films, books, and countless stories. In popular culture, it has been depicted as a symbol of death's mystery, a reminder of the fragility of life. Its image has appeared in horror movies, comic books, and even as part of traveling exhibits across the world. But no matter how far its legend spreads, nothing compares to seeing it in person, standing just inches away from that frozen scream. Recent years have brought controversy. Conservationists warn that the mummies may be deteriorating due to exposure, light, and humidity. Some argue that displaying human remains as attractions is disrespectful, turning tragedy into spectacle. Others believe that the museum serves as a historical lesson, a way to honor those who died during one of Guanajuato's darkest times. The debate continues as the screaming mummy silently watches, its secrets still locked beneath layers of hardened skin. What do you believe? Is the screaming mummy a tragic accident of nature, or does it hide a more sinister story? Does that open mouth tell of a soul trapped in terror, or is it just the way time shapes the dead? Let us know in the comments. Do you think the Screaming Mummy of Guanajuato is a real tragedy frozen in time, or just folklore spun into fear? If you found this video intriguing, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more mysteries from around the world.